Dino Riders are here to play around. Ooh.
The continued higher education of a net will not happen.
Okay, that is a Superman.
Ooh.
Target ban for MTS.
Yep.
Okay.
Richter, Hubbard as well will be locked in. They're leaving the more dangerous characters still on the cards. Elsu, Florentino, Sephora are the characters that are considered too powerful to play and should be banned out, but there's a little bit of room to play around with because that Superman did go through. Typically, the onus to ban out those OP characters drifts over towards the red side because they have, they let that tick all the way through. They missed the ban.
Did they do it on purpose?
Any other team, I would say. But Dino Riders may be doing it just to cycle through, because if they leave a lot of powerful characters up, they'll get to play them.
Now that, you can see, confused BMGaming a little bit.
Yeah, they had to think about the Sephora ban, but they do lock it in. This now
so Dino, if it was any other team, you would think it was, were you saying
unintentional?
It was unintentional, but because it's Dino Riders, you think they intentionally skipped let that ban through?
Because normally you ban out a target in response to having a few moments extra. With Dino Riders, it may be that rather than banning out a target, they just wanted to let a full thing cycle through. This time
for
round,
what reason? Thinking time?
Just to skip a draft. Normally, you skip a draft by banning out something. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Normally, you skip a draft by banning out something unrelated. It was an Alice in that one set. Here, maybe you're just feeling confident.
Given what's transpired, though,
yeah.
I don't think that they've done this.
No, I don't think it paid off. No matter what intention they did it in, they're now playing Nakroth, Omen into Elsu, Tulin, Teamy, and that cannot feel great.
Depends on how the Nakroth plays, though. And wait. Actually, who's playing Nakroth? Dykes?
Probably.
Rocker Hawaii has always played marksman junglers.
Yeah. Hawaii has always succeeded on those marksman junglers, so it would be odd, but not impossible. If they're shifting him over to the side lane, you could put Yikes in the jungle on the Nakroth, put maybe a Moran, one of Moran and Wisp, both one of Hawaii's favorite characters, slide him down bot. The draft against them will look a little bit out of the ordinary as well if Lubu gets locked in, but it's swapped over. It'll be Kriknak in the jungle, Zenial in the side lane, Teamy in support with Tulin in mid, and Elsu backing up that ADC role.
CLZ has his Kali, that enough so much. 108 Ms. Hawaii.
Side lane Valheim.
There's surely a better pick than that.
I would think so, but side lane Valheim isn't awful into this because of the amount of stuns he offers. I think that actually may be what they need into the dive against them. I normally wouldn't agree, but with this specific composition, they have a lot of damage coming from elsewhere, particularly the Kali and the back lines.
I think that Dino Riders has to play this game perfectly or they lose.
So you're firmly against them out of the draft?
They can win. It's one of those things where if they play it absolutely perfectly, meaning they run over with the early game using that Valheim, they're able to use the Kali to get the damage in from the Ethereal Pulse, finish them off with the Nakroth if he dives in, and Omen dominates the side lane.
We were wrong.
Yeah.
Rocker running the Nakroth.
It doesn't matter to me who plays. I'm saying the composition, they need to play this perfectly.
Right.
And
you don't sound confident
team
that they're going to do it perfectly given the chance.
I'm not confident in any team except like the world champions that play something like this well.
I think the Dino Riders are riding to victory. I'm going to call it now. I think the Nakroth will be exactly what they needed into an Elsu. That'll give them the mobility to threaten him the back lines. We've seen that happen before. Nakroth is in meta now. I think their opportunity to chase elsewhere is also very, very high, given that they have the Valheim to slow things down. They have a lot of stuns, and they have that Alice-Kali combo.
Kali can get a little bit faster with that friendship to help her out. The Kali is good against the Elsu, I would say that, because she has the ability to compete with him in range.
Well, this is going to be interesting. So let's see, BMGaming against Dino Riders. Remember, it's a best of two. This is just the first one.
Fun fact, Elsu's sniper rifle is actually a high-tech trebuchet.
Oh, goodness.
Pressure off the bat from both teams. It'll be a full invade coming through from Dino Riders and the response from BMGaming. MTS is waiting in the bush trying to steal away a Mike Golem, and Hawaii will body block it, meaning that they do get the buff initially. They won't contest the enemy's jungle as that's cleared against them, meaning that it's basically a trade game in the early.
Right, and like you mentioned, he did body block it on purpose. That was intentional. He'd rather take the damage and get the golem and get right on out of there.
It was a lot of damage, but he had the flex tape of the minions to pick it up. Ooh, nice stun. That's the duo I was talking about. Yikes through. Constantly spamming away at the Elsu, letting Hawaii chase him up on the Necro.
And a 4-man rotate down here. They're already putting the pressure on.
TS just has to fall back, just has to play safe. I don't think he wants to push forward. He's got Triumph here as well for the stun up and the wave clear, theoretically. Now the push comes through though. Hoon caught out in the bush. He has to lightning strike away, and it's not enough. CLZ claims first blood. They think about chasing Triumph, but think maybe better of it. Now rotate up to consider other options, most importantly mid right now. It's been pushed a little bit too far forward.
Kali's auto attacks are something to be feared in the early game. They will get you even if you lightning strike away. And Dino Riders putting on the pressure that they need to in order to rattle BMGaming.
Yikes though, maybe a little bit too unrattled. Shake him a little bit, BMGaming will do exactly that, scaring him back into the bushes. 3 players rotate down to contest this Abyssal.
Right, Chosen in the bushes here, but Basic has finished his rotation, means he's level 4 now.
Triumph will need to back off. There's Basic,
there it is.
it's for 2, it's beautiful. Hoon's got the pressure through as well. The lightning strikes will land for the thunderclaps for the punish. CLZ tries to find a response with the ethereal pulse, but it doesn't find nearly enough damage on any single target. That means Basic can just strip back. Nice angelic splendor to confirm the kill. BMGaming do get the first Abyssal.
You do not mess with the Krigneck at level 4. He will drone drop right on your head and take you out. Great play here from BMG.
Someone called Jeff Bezos found some property of his.
I'm sorry?
The Amazon guy.
I don't know any of your references, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I thought it was funny.
Okay.
The Amazon Prime delivery did come through, and well, the same-day delivery worked out. Dino Riders now behind an Abyssal and a decent amount of gold.
Somewhat unusual Waterstone here from Triumph. We're seeing players mostly favor the Ring of the Fiend, but that does allow for his teammates to farm up a lot with the help of that gold.
Yeah, Teamy running the Waterstone as well. That's going to power farm anyone in this area.
Absolutely, but this rotation up top could be deadly, but we have Zeus who sniffs it out.
He sees all from his perch on high and isn't caught in by Triumph. Now they'll try for a little bit more mid-lane pressure.
CLZ, you see the Ethereal Pulse come out a lot. That's what you do with Kali. You just try to get any poke damage you can. Ooh, why a little bit too fast for that, though.
He's zooming. He'll get to safety. That's the power of the Nacroft, one of the best mobility characters in the whole game. But that snipe will catch him out.
Are you kidding?
That was not bad at all. MCS reads him back behind the tower. You cannot just stand there and recall.
You've got to be kidding me, TJ. That snipe was more than next level. What in the world?
The Ethereal Pulse will come through in mid. That actually almost evens things up. Forces it, forces it being a bro ultimate out of Triumph, but it's not enough.
MTS. What is this man? Oh my goodness. I still can't get over it.
It was pretty good. He had his teammates to spot for him, and because they had that vision, well, to be frank, Hawaii should have known that this snipe was following. I think he was just praying it would get him out of there.
Well, already showing perhaps an experience on the cross.
So Dragon will be up for grabs. Yikes tries to focus it. The Ethereal Pulse comes through as well, but it's Chosen who will pay the price. He's picked up alongside the Abyssal. BMGaming walk away with a dominant early game.
Krigneck, Basic showing how much damage he can do, showing that at a moment's notice he can dive.
Nice angelic splendor through. Hawaii needs to bail. Zeus is brawling. A 1v3. He's got Hoon and he's flickered away. I don't believe it. Now Yikes can't come through, stalling up the fight. And Dino Riders do have a little bit back.
Zeus, the only saving grace here for Dino Riders as he's able to take that 1v3. But can they continue this momentum? They're starting to fall behind in gold.
Yikes has got wave clear down bottom though, which is impressive. He's holding his own in lane versus an Elsu.
Right, but that's only part of the battle because Elsu is going to scale into the late game better as well.
And once we get towards the late game, things start to look dire for Dino Riders. But not impossible, provided they can leverage. I'm looking in particular to the duo of Chosen and CLZ.
Right, that will provide lots of damage, and Alice historically is a character that scales very well into that late game. Again, though, there's just so much riding for BMG, especially with MTS landing these snipes continuously.
One other duo that works pretty well for Dino Riders, not to hype them up too much, we talked about the combo of Elsu and Omen. They have Omen and Kali, which works more effectively, if anything. Oh,
right.
That's good, though. Triumph for the dive. Basic flying through. There's the Ethereal Pulse to stall things up. They might have one. Triumph has the Resurrect, though. CLZ, I don't think, has the Punish. And Triumph will get to safety.
Just barely. Played a little bit risky there. Kind of doing the Resurrect right onto the tower, so he took up a couple extra shots. But that's okay. BMGaming really bringing it to Dino Riders. And just see the indecision on Necroth there.
Poor CLZ, this is not your neighborhood. MTS actually might be able to kill him with a snipe, but Yikes scares him up, and he'll focus him instead.
MTS is just auto-attacking.
Here's the push in. Nice Death's Embrace. Hawaii needs to find the punish. He's got two. He'll find one, but that is all as the focus comes through. Basic goes down. He's got the mobility to escape Triumph. The Angelic Splendor was there if he wanted to brawl, but he does not. He'll dip out.
Finally, some action coming out here from Hawaii, able to take one down there, take out his counterpart in the jungle. They need more of that. They're going to be able to take this game, though.
Yeah, saying aloha, but not finding very much else.
Coming from Miss Hawaii.
I still feel like somebody else has that title.
Right, but he's still in it. It's now his in-game name, so he's still on the way.
All right, I don't think that's how that works. Mid lane still cleared up by CLZ, Hawaii and Chosen. Will drift up towards the top lane alongside Zeus. TH is watching it all from the bush and communicating that to the team, so they'll focus down the Abyssal Dragon, taking advantage of its rotate. Now he presses through to challenge, but the tower falls nonetheless. Triumph rotates in, but it's tower for Abyssal at the end trade.
I would argue a little bit better trade for Dino Riders, but they didn't lose TH as well, so that's they didn't lose too much in that top lane there for BMGaming.
Had they gotten the kill onto TH, it would definitely be in Dino Riders' favor. Without, it's simply a slight lean towards him.
I want to point you to a very peculiar choice here on Xenial with the Aegis. 0 HP on that item. It's very good, but not the best item on Xenial, I would argue, because you don't get that damage.
Ooh, Chosen called out. You do typically want the HP on every item as opposed to just cooldown reduction.
Right, and he has even more cooldown reduction on that Frostcape. But Zeus
is in trouble. Will spend the untouchable, just trying to get to safety. Unfortunately, safety is a very vague term, and he hasn't defined it.
Right, when you're using untouchable in the opposite direction, you're not feeling too well.
Do you think? I see that's like a teamie, so I would think diving it on melee is a bad idea.
Yeah, typically there's follow-up to kill them, and this is certainly not a matchup that goes well for CLZ when it's close range like this.
Moon scares him back. Basic grabs a mid lane tower. Dino Riders look to be staggered. Now significantly behind in gold, kills, and towers.
Not irrecoverably behind, though, so if they can make something happen...
What about this, though?
Oh, no.
CLZ squished as Basic comes through. Hawaii will find MTS in the bush. This is the matchup we were looking for, but he disengages. That's good. Angelic Splendor's through. MTS wins the battle with a flicker into the bush. He couldn't track him. Now he jumps forward. Yikes makes him pay, but that is all. Oh, Hoon! You've got one more with a flicker forward. The Thunderclaps pick up the kill automatically. Dino Riders have only Zeus on the board.
Hoon says, wait a second. That's a dead Alice if I just flicker forward into the tower. Oh, man.
A technical pause coming through from BMGaming. They'll unpause it as quick as they did. Presumably someone disconnected, maybe Basic, because he's back in the spawn.
Just too powerful. They can't even, their phones can't even handle it.
He was just excited, and he was like waving and dropped his phone.
Something happens.
Hell, is a really sick jungle gank.
I want to point out an interesting item from Hawaii on the Croth as well with the Cloud of Sancti. Normally you don't see that item on melee heroes, but he's going for those chance crits.
And that works out if he can get a lot of attack damage through. And Hoon has no interest in letting him do that. Absolutely obliterating him with the aid of Triumph. Now Yikes needs to run. The second Thunderbird in a few seconds will come through. This time tanked by Chosen. There's very little HP with which left to tank.
Right, Chosen tanks it and nearly dies himself. I was about to say, it doesn't matter how much mobility you have, the Thunderbolt will chase you down. Someone blocks it for you.
Basic in the meantime doesn't need help, although Triumph will come to take that Dark Slayer to their favor. Meaning the Dino Riders are in a lot of trouble properly now.
Yeah, and the damage will continue to come out from Hoon. If you look at his build, he has the Hecate's Diadem. He has just the bare minimum of defense with that Reyes Blessing. Otherwise, he is in for the kill.
MTS, 360. The snipe will go wide.
The chain lens too missing, but that's okay.
Hawaii does need to bail if that fight gets dangerous. MTS is just showing off.
Just a little bit. By the way, Basic nearly done with his build, has so much damage to his name, has both Muramasa and Rank Breaker, a little bit of negative synergy there, but he can take out tanks and squishies alike.
And it's worked out so far. Now, Dark Blessing will be active. Abyssal Dragon taken, Drake summoned. The monsters have all been slain, and BMGaming are looking to take the towers. They slay their opponent as well. They've got high grounds exposed in the bottom lane, and Drake working it up. Yikes, slain in mid. That's a nice take. MTS chunking towers at this point.
TJ, I blinked and they're down 12,000 gold.
Yeah, and that is almost unsustainable. Zeus will need to play it carefully. Does land the Death's Embrace, but Basic has allies to tank it all. Hoon does fall, but being a pro is active, so he'll be right back.
The guaranteed death allows you to come back. How nice.
Basic. Targets, does get stunned up. Shows and says no thanks. He almost gets him anyway. The snipe goes wide. Oh, Dark Blessing was forced. Basic got knocked very low.
The Dark Blessing and the Angelic Splendor ensures that he stays alive through all of that timing under the high ground towers.
Here's the push in. Ethereal Pulse to defend. The Hissy Fit was deployed. That should clear a wave. Damage does come through, but it is not enough. MTS will take the tower. Now Yikes is in trouble. TH just dives. He doesn't care. The snipe will follow them, chasing the entirety of Dino Riders well back into their base. They get a kill onto Zeus as well, trying to flank, maybe get Basic. Hawaii dives in, can't find anyone.
Dang it, bro.
Oh, yes, barely active. I think that was an intentional suicide, actually, just to get the HP. Now the push comes through for the tower, the core, and it should be BMGaming taking game number 1.
BMGaming punish Dino Riders for their insolence, thinking they can take out them. But they show again that they are at least one of the top 2 teams and show